Hey folks, CA Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to a Thursday live stream after I think 1 or 2 Thursdays as a gap. Oh, I think I did a live stream um, on my birthday or one day before my birthday, or both maybe. But after that, last Thursday I was traveling, and that was the reason why I was not able to do a live stream last Thursday. Today also, I am still outside India. I hope with the background also, you might have understood this is not my home. I'm in Vietnam right now and doing a live stream from there. It's almost 10:30 at night here, 1.5 hour. This country is ahead. So 10:30 and I'm doing a live stream. You might see I'm already a little bit sleepy. But then today I thought that I have not even taken last Thursday's live stream, so I should do a live stream today. Maybe 20 minutes, but I think I should do it right. As far as the market is concerned, everyone knows what is happening. It's completely based on tweets, whatever is going on right now. It's purely based on the war related things that the market is either going up or down. But in such a case where people are kind of scared about equity, a big question comes up is, can a person diversify his or her own portfolio? So till date we have talked about equity, we have talked about debt, we have talked about gold, right? We have talked about mutual funds, we have talked about other schemes, postal schemes or FDs or RDs, whatever. But there's one investment asset or one investment asset class where we have not really done a lot of discussion, and that was an area which was requested by one of our own channel members. And that was when I thought that I should at least try and dig down more from a thought process of explaining it. uh, Honestly, I've been investing into this space since 2019 or 2020, but I have not made a lot of content around that, and the content is about REITs and InvITs. Okay. uh, if I were to get a quick yes or no, how many of you have already invested in either REITs or InvITs, and you feel that you have a good. Acha, first, how many of you have invested in either REITs or InvITs? If you can just give me a quick yes or a no in the comment section below. Because the thing is that there are so many people who might have uh, read this name, that there is something called as REITs and InvITs which are listed in India, but very few people actually know about it. If I were to even ask that, uh, how many REITs or InvITs are listed in India, what is the average returns that these REITs or InvITs have given, I'm sure that many people may not know the answer. And I'm already getting answers like no, no idea, no, no. Okay, just one person saying yes, but otherwise almost whatever answers I've got, it's like no, no, no idea, right? Now in this case, very important point is that before we think about diversifying our portfolio, we should understand about the asset class in and out. We should understand what are the historical returns. Of course, historical returns are no guarantee of future returns, but just to get a baseline idea, right, that how much returns has this asset class given in the past. And if I were to explore this asset class, then how can I actually analyze REITs and InvITs? That is the second idea. Okay, so first what we are going to do today is, first we'll try and understand which REITs are already listed in India. I'm going to give you a quick answer. 6 REITs are listed in India right now, and I will also show you how much has been the returns of REITs in the past. So I'm first going to kickstart this entire discussion by telling you about REITs. Okay, so let me share my screen. And here what you can see is I've given a complete list of all the REITs that are listed in India. It's Acha, first quickly tell me if this font size is proper or not. If you can just quickly tell me, is this properly visible? Because I have rarely shared Excel during my live streams. Generally, I show TradingView website or in dot, I mean, Trading Economics website, but I've rarely shared any Excel sheet. So quickly tell me if this font is readable or not. Uh, Anyone? A quick check. Maybe it's taking time for the data to travel from Vietnam to India. And that's the reason why I'm getting very, very late answers today. Uh, but hopefully you are able to just zoom in. Acha, okay, little zoom, please. Okay, ठीक है. I'll do a little zoom. Control plus. Hmm. Okay, let me share my screen. Fair enough. Okay, I'm zooming this as per your request so that it becomes way more clear. So six REITs: Embassy Office Park REIT, Mindspace, then Brookfield, then Nexus, Knowledge Realty, and Bagman Prime Office REIT. These are the six REITs that are currently listed in India. Okay. Now, if we were to understand what was the listing date of each and every REIT, let's quickly understand. For Embassy, the listing date was 1st April 2019. And if you remember, I told you in the beginning of this live stream that somewhere around 1920 I started investing in this space of REITs. So this was the first one, Embassy. Then in 2020, Mindspace REIT came up. That was the listing day, August 2020. Then in 2021, Brookfield India REIT got listed. Then Nexus got listed in 2023. In 2025, we had Knowledge Realty as a listing, and a very recent listing, barely 2 months ago, we have Bagman Prime Office REIT. Okay. Now, let us understand one very important point, that when this REIT got listed, okay, I have not even compared the issue price here, because there is a possibility that, let's say, a person might not have applied for the REIT during the IPO, or maybe might have applied but as usual might not have gotten the allotment. So instead of taking the issue price, I have taken open price as a base. So I'm just going to quickly pull the open prices for all these six REITs that you can see. Okay. Now let us understand one by one with examples. Okay. So for example, Embassy, which got listed back in 2019, had an open price at that time of 300 rupees, and the current market price that we can see right now is 446. Okay. If I'm talking about Mindspace, open price was 304, current market price is 487. Brookfield, you can see open price 275, current price is 336. Nexus, again, you can see 102 to 165. Knowledge Realty is from 104 to 115. And Bagman just got listed. It's almost there at 103.4 versus 103.15. Now you might be like, okay, we know the open price, we know the current market price. In some cases, it's like more than 6 years of listing. In some cases, it is 6 years, less than 5 years, whatever. If I were to consider only the price movement from open date to current market price, what is the CAGR that these REITs have given? If I were to check that quickly, so I'm just going to squeeze this in a little bit so that you can also understand with the names as well. Okay. So Embassy Office REIT, it has given a current CAGR of 5.67%. Okay, you might be like, 5.67%, that's like nothing. Even FDs can fetch me better returns. Wait, let's not jump to conclusions. Wait for the timing. Okay. Then Mindspace has given 8.41% CAGR. Brookfield 3.87%. Nexus 17.01%. The Knowledge Realty is 13.4%, and Bagman Prime Office is 3.43% negative. Okay, now wait. You might be like, we can also see something like distribution here, total distribution 25, 24, 21, 9, 6.32, not applicable. Now, what is this distribution? Okay, first let us focus and understand the concept of distribution. Okay. Whenever I'm talking about REITs, it is mandatory for REITs to pay out some money every quarter. Okay. Now, how much money has to be paid? Is there any SEBI regulations on all that? That's not a part of today's live stream. Okay. But it is mandatory for be it REITs or be it InvITs to pay out certain amount of money to its not shareholders, but we call them unit holders. Okay. Like in a mutual fund, we never say we are the shareholders of a mutual fund. We don't say that. We are the unit holders of a mutual funds. In an exact similar way, I'll say I'm a unit holder of either a REIT or unit holder of an InvIT. Okay. So every quarter, some payout is mandatory. Now that payout can have different sources of payout. So it could be like a dividend payout, it could be like an interest payout, it could be like a repayment of capital. See, whenever money is paid out, typically REIT will send you an email, okay, and in that email a proper bifurcation will be given, that whatever money you have received, out of that this much portion is for dividend payout, this much portion is for interest payout, this much portion is for your capital repayment. Now, why is that given so much in detail? Because the taxation changes accordingly. If you have received money as dividend, taxation will be different. If you have received that money as interest, taxation will change. If you have received that as repayment of capital, taxation is again going to change. Okay. So, a very, very different point here, and we have to understand how taxation happens here, because that's where your post tax returns are going to be pretty much different, especially if you're under the 30% tax slab. Okay. So, now that we have understood what is distribution, distribution is nothing but some amount of money, X rupees, that has to be distributed by either REITs or InvITs every quarter. And now, what we are going to check is that every quarter, whenever these 6 REITs have paid out money, so I've taken the data only for financial year 25-26. Okay. So let's understand. So, for example, like we have a dividend yield, right? What is a dividend yield? Dividend yield is nothing but, let's say I invest in a stock. The stock price is 100 rupees. And the dividend itself is 8 rupees. I'll be like, wow. On an investment of 100 rupees in some stock, I got 8 rupees as dividend. That's why I say that my dividend yield is 8%. I hope everyone is absolutely understanding it till here. Yes, concept of dividend yield. Let's say I invest in some government company stock. 100 rupees is the current market price. 8 rupees is the dividend payout. And that's the reason why I'll say dividend yield for me in that case will be 8% if I buy it at 100 rupees. Okay. Now, similarly, I'm copy pasting that logic in case of a REIT. And if I were to understand, like dividend, what I get is distribution. Okay, instead of dividend, I'm comparing that with distribution. How much money did I receive as distribution versus if I were to invest in that REIT? If I had invested in that REIT in that previous year, what would have been my dividend yield? What would have been my distribution yield is what I'm going to check. Okay. So I hope you have understood. Is that also like my returns? Yes. So for a REIT or for an InvIT, returns can be of two types. Understand this, very important. For a REIT or InvIT, returns can be of two types. One return is in the nature of the REITs ka CAGR, REITs price ka CAGR. Like we say stock price CAGR. Now here we'll have REITs price CAGR. That will be one return. And second return is your distribution income that you've received. Okay. So for that also we'll calculate a yield. So let me again share my screen and show you how much distribution yield have all these REITs given. So if you see here, for Embassy, the total distribution for financial year 25-26, that was 25 rupees. I'm just going to round it off. For Mindspace, it was 24. For Brookfield, it was 21. For Nexus, it is 9. For Knowledge, it is 6.32. In this also, we have annualized the last quarter because we had actual data for only 3 months, for first 9 months. So last month, we have pulled it up as an annualized. Last quarter, we have annualized it basically. And Bagmain, I've written not applicable because anyways, the listing date itself is May 2026. So let's exclude Bagmain from this whole discussion. Okay. Now, what will I do? That the total distribution here is 25.28 rupees. Now, let us understand that if I were to check how much percentage dividend yield or distribution yield, how distribution yield, whatever is my overall income in the nature of distribution, I'm going to divide that with what? With the current market price. I understand that it could have been an average price of open plus closing divided by 2. Open as in 1st April 25 plus 31st March 26 divided by 2, something like that. But as of just to simplify it, I've just taken the current market price. Okay. Then total distribution for the whole year here was 24. If I were to again understand in terms of percentage, 4.95. Here it is 6.36. Here it is 5.49, 5.49 and 0. But now understand, this is like my dividend yield, This is like my stock price CAGR. And if I were to now, because this is also my return and this is also my return, correct? If I were to add these two, how much return did I get in total? In total, uh, CAGR is like an average annual return in layman terms, right? Plus the distribution per year returns I'm talking about. So 11.34%. Let's hide one, or maybe just 1 second. I'll just do this so that we get to see which names also. 1 minute. Okay, so Embassy, it's 11%. Mindspace is 13%. Okay, CAGR plus distribution yield. Brookfield is 10.23%. Nexus is 22.5%. Knowledge Realty is 18.89%. Bagman is 3.43%. And even if I take an average of all comes to 12.15%. Average REITs return, average annual return is coming to 12.16%. Now you may say, Rachana, this is an outlier. 3 is an outlier and 22 is also an outlier. So if I were to just ignore that, and if I were to just compare 1, 2, 3, and 4, for that also, excuse me, the average is coming out to 13.45%. In fact, it is going a shade higher. So 12.15% is okay. Right? So is this absolutely clear? I mean, how many of you had done this whole exercise? I'm not sure about how much REITs are actually listed in India. But if you saw one pointer, out of all these 6, only Nexus Select Trust is a retail kind of a REIT. All other are commercial REITs. Okay, so it is very, very important to understand a lot of differences between REITs. There are different types of REITs. We did understand that the average return, annualized average return, is around 12.15%. But just because that is the return that has been received in the past, does it mean that every year on every REIT you're going to get 12%? Answer is no. So if one person were to analyze, that's a better word, if a person were to analyze which is a good REIT, can I say check sales growth, check profit growth, check ROE, check ROC, check debt to equity ratio? That is that. These are the normal pointers for stocks, not for REITs. Okay, for REITs you will have many, many more different pointers, and I believe that if you have not really, done a deep down or a deep dive into REITs, many of you may not even know certain concepts like what is whale, what is ROF, or there are so many terms in REITs which we need to understand, and we have prepared a bare minimum, I think 12 or 14 points, where I'm going to tell you that these 12 points, these 14 points, you have to check. Once you check that, you will be in a much more comfortable position to decide which REIT is better as compared to what. Okay. But how can you get to know what are the different pointers? And exactly for that, I'm going to conduct a webinar this Sunday. If you see, it's there on our website, REITs and InvITs. It's a live webinar. I know you'll be able to see the pricing in dollars because I'm outside India right now. If you are in India, you should be able to see the pricing in rupees. It's 2,500 rupees. What are you going to learn in this webinar are these 6 key pointers: understanding REITs and InvITs and their business model. Because right now I didn't start with what is a REIT and what is InvIT. How do they actually earn money? In simple terms, if you were to understand, REITs is like you are indirectly investing in real estate, commercial real estate. Okay, you're indirectly investing in commercial real estate. And in InvITs, you are actually indirectly investing in infrastructure projects like power, like telecom, like toll roads. So this is extremely interesting. So you will first understand what is this concept of REITs and InvITs. Then we'll understand how to go ahead and analyze REITs and InvITs. So like I told you, those 12 pointers roughly, how do you actually analyze which REITs are good, which InvITs are good? Then the point that I told you, whale, ROFO, sorry, NAV, NDCF, DPU, there are so cap rate, many concepts that you must know. And like I told you, right, if you are not into analyzing REITs and InvITs, Many of you may not be really aware about all these terms. So, and it's extremely important that you know them if you were to decide to invest in a REIT or an InvIT. Okay. Past performance is actually what we discussed right now for REITs. We haven't discussed this for InvITs right now. Uh, we are going to understand the importance of, or the impact is a better word, impact of REITs and InvITs taxation. The point that I told you, how much is distribution out of that, how much is dividend, how much is interest, how much is repayment, and that impacts your post tax return. That is exactly what we are going to understand. And we'll also uh, discuss about some other important metrics, some valuation techniques, some benchmarking methods. So a lot to be learned in this webinar. As I mentioned, the webinar is going to be on 12th of July 2026, this Sunday, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. IST. It's going to be a 2 hours live webinar, and there are only 500 seats. It's going to be in English. Who should attend? I've very clearly given that anyone who's looking out to diversify beyond stocks and mutual funds, anyone who's interested in investing not directly but indirectly in commercial real estate and infrastructure projects. Very, very, very important point, individuals seeking regular income generating investments. Why? Because it is mandatory for REITs and InvITs to pay out on a quarterly basis. This doesn't happen in stocks. In stocks, it's not mandatory to pay out dividend, but for REITs and InvITs, it's mandatory for them to distribute something, either as a dividend or an interest or a capital repayment or a mix of everything, every single quarter. So anyone who is seeking regular income generating investments, this one is a very must for your understanding, and any beginner who wants to understand REITs and InvITs from the scratch. Okay. Just in case, if you enroll for the webinar and if you're not able to attend it for any reason, or even if you attend it and you want to revise it, you're going to get the recording for 7 days. So you can revise it anytime you want. It's a beginner friendly webinar, so anyone who doesn't know anything about REITs and InvITs, that person will also be able to understand right from basics, and you will be able to go up to a stage where you will be able to understand how to analyze it also. Okay. If I enroll and understand and unable to attend, will I get the recording details? If so, how many days can that's what exactly I told, right? That if you are unable to attend, you will get the recording will be available for 1 week, 7 days basically. And anyways, it's just a 2 hour webinar, right? So for 2 hours, entire 1 week, 7 days is more than enough. Okay. uh, very important point, Raghu. Raghu is saying that if anyone were to keep REITs as collaterals, it's 91%. That's again a very, very important point. So as I mentioned, right, it's a super interesting area to understand. We have today just discussed about REITs. There is much, much more to discuss about InvITs as well. Uh, I'll be honest. I mean, even when I heard about REITs and InvITs for the very first time, I was not sure that whether it's a good investment opportunity or not, whether the risks are something that I understand or not. Me and my team, we sat down on this. We drilled down into each and every detail, and when we were sure that this is something really amazing, of course, I mean, as I mentioned, I've been investing in it, but from a knowledge perspective, when I thought that I should do this webinar, we had to chalk out what all points I should pack into this 2 hours webinar. As I say always, right? Can you access knowledge on REITs and InvITs or internet? Yes, all knowledge is accessible anywhere and everywhere. It's just that in those 2 hours, it's knowledge plus time saving. In those 2 hours, you will get all the relevant knowledge, you will gain that confidence, and if you decide that you want to invest, then the confidence, the clarity that you will have before you take your final decision, that will be definitely way higher than doing a self Google search or Claude or ChatGPT or whatever. Okay. So anyone who wants to upskill, I think this is a very good opportunity for you all. We are going to put the link in the pinned comment and in the description box. So anyone who wants to enroll, don't forget to enroll, because as I mentioned, the seats are limited. I always give a coupon code, and that's the coupon code for you. Anyone who wants to enroll, you can use this to get some extra discount. The coupon code is CARRYT. Okay. So that is it from my side. It's already almost 11 o'clock here. And I've been doing a lot today. Was traveling. I've been in Vietnam since 30th of June. It has been a long time in Vietnam. Tomorrow I fly back. Um, so really excited to come back. Okay. Uh, he's asking, is there any coupon code or discount? That's what I'm telling you today. Maybe it's taking time from Vietnam to India to get that data across, I guess. But CARRYT, that's the coupon code. And I'll put this in the pinned comment and in the description box also, along with the link to enroll for the webinar, right? So I think this is it. Next Thursday, I'll take a much more elaborate live stream. Tired today, done for the day. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.